This is Mama Jess. I just wanted to give you an update on what's going on with the chaos of taking flight from a narcissistic environment and now a witch environment. So it's getting a little bit more interesting. So as I'm pulling out to go get some food, I'm hearing my CV axle really pop and crack and get really bad. I'm like, this is a bad time to have the CV axle go. I've been wanting to fix it, but it keeps being postponed as I'm dealing with more problems. So I end up, I'm getting groceries and I see a woman, she has a cross, on like a Christian cross, and I said, "Are you a Christian?" I said, "Can you pray for me because I'm having a hard time right now. I'm kind of taking flight from some really abusive environments. I have nowhere to go and my health is bad." She says, "I'll pray for you." So then I go out to my car and I'm looking under the hood, and then a truck pulls up, a really nice, good looking new white truck. And a man and a younger man pull up, and something in my spirit just knew, like, I know Jesus is going to help me. I know this is going to be a gift from heaven right now. I used to be really surprised by it, but now because I know God enough, I'm like, I asked and he's going to help me. So I know he's coming. I just don't know how, and it's going to be awesome. So this man pulls up, and super nice guy, as kind and warm as you get. And I almost knew he was a Christian. And so I said, "Are you a Christian?" He said, "Yeah." And I was like, yep, God knows that I need help right now. I've been praying. So I shared quickly what was going on in my situation. And he said, "Well, let's look at your car." We proceeded to take a look at it, and then he called a friend, and tomorrow at 3 o'clock I'm going to get my CV axle fixed by a man, a Christian man, who works independently, and I guess he has some disabilities. And this man, Brian, who's helping me, is going to pay for it. So I already bought the CV axle, but Brian's going to help pay for it. This is a huge blessing right now, because my heart's desire is this. I want to get the CV axle fixed, and I want to forget everything that's going on, and I want to drive back to Yosemite and camp there right now while the government is shut down. I know it's probably going to be crazy. I know there's a lot of trash that's not being put away or thrown out, and people like run into bears. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on. That's what the hotel clerk told me. And there's a lot of people going there right now because it's free. But I know my heart desire, I want to take my Subaru, have my bed in the back. I want to rent a bike, which I wasn't able to do last time because my health was so broken with all these awful lies about me. And so I had a really hard trip to Yosemite, my annual trip. It was not as wonderful as it could be. So I just want to go and camp. But the most important part of this story I want to tell you is that, so my CV axle is going to get fixed. I might be able to go camping and not even deal with hotels. I don't have to do it and pay anything. I'm just going to go to beautiful Yosemite. But this is the part that was so special to me. So the young man with him is named Sterling, and I'm making this video for Sterling right now. Sterling from Alaska. And I want him to see this video. This young man stood before me, and he seemed very downcast, quiet, very quiet, not speaking, not a lot of animation. And Brian said, "Sterling is the one that spotted you. He saw that the hood was open, and he said, let's go and take a look and see if we can help her." And I looked at him with tears in my eyes, and I said, "Sterling, you have no idea what this means to me, that you spotted me in this time of distress, and that you guys took the time, that you weren't too busy, but you stopped for me. You have no idea what this means to me. This is an answer to my prayer." And I don't remember all the details how we got to it, but I asked him, like, you're from Alaska, that's a long way away, and what brought you here? And he says, I'm being abused too, because he paid attention when I said it's an abusive environment. And I said, "Is your dad beating you?" And he says, "Yeah." He says, "He hit me here, he hurt my neck, broke my tooth." And you all know my heart. I got a mother heart. I never got to have kids, but my heart is just roaring against abuse against children. And it was such a privilege that I could tell Sterling. I just looked him in the eye and said, it's not your fault. Your dad has got serious problems. It's not your fault. And he said, I don't know. I always feel like it's my fault. And I said, it's not your fault. I kind of leaned in further and looked at him like, it's not your fault. Your dad's an idiot. He's a hateful man and he's got problems. And he said, yeah, my dad, when he drinks, he hits me. He says, it makes me feel like nobody cares about me. I know there's a lot of you kids out there that feel that right now. And you know what? Damn it, it's not your fault. It is not your fault that people are loveless. The people that are supposed to care for you don't love you. And you know that I know, because I'm presently having to run away from home yet again because my dad is so mean and he lies about me and he triangulates with whomever he can and he just wants me to feel bad, you know? He's just mean. He always has been, and he plays this charming, nice guy, but he's got this other side, and so you know that I'm dealing with it too. And how it's put me in so many bad positions where, I think I've told you before in the past, when I was having to leave, he said, it'll be good for you to be on the streets because you'll learn a lesson. And I thought that's the meanest thing any human being could say, any man could say to his child. So, you know, I understand. And but I just want to spotlight and honor Sterling from Alaska right now, because what he needs to know, and I told him this already, what you need to know is that you're suffering, being really beat down, and you're beat. Maybe you're sexually abused. Maybe there's stuff going on in the home nobody knows. You don't realize the gift that you have in you, the suffering you've been through, is going to make you care about people. There are too many people that don't care about anybody. And so that's the suffering. Like, my suffering makes me care about you. You're strangers to me, but I love you. My heart loves you. And I care about the ones who are the most brokenhearted and beat up, and God does too. And even if the church is all screwed up and you're getting abused by some Christian family member or something, don't look at the church or Christians. A lot of them are absolute idiot, moron idiots. I want you to go to Jesus Christ, because he is going to do anything he can to get to you, to let you know how much he loves you. He is the hound of heaven, and he is coming after you. So, Sterling, again, I want you to know how important you are to the world. Thank you for being aware of me. Thank you for stopping, just for being outside of yourself. And I'll say it again, you are important to the world. We need good men like you. I do believe you will grow up to be a mighty man of God. So I don't want you to give up. I don't want you to take the label of what your father has said to you or done to you, because your father's in big trouble for treating you like that, okay? You know, I've been making videos to let you, all you know, that if a father's treating you like that, what if I said, you know, I don't cuss, and maybe I'll try to avoid it right now, but I do feel like God's going to kick their rear end. He's going to punch them in the face. He's going to ensnare them. He's going to cut them off and make their life a living hell because of how they've treated you. So just know justice is served, and it will be served, because the justice that's immediately served is that their conscience is going to be jammed. They're in big trouble. And also there's no peace for the wicked. And they're miserable. That's why they have to drink and do drugs and stuff. And also Sterling, you know, I asked about his mother. He said she died from drugs. So this young man is just, you know, how is he going to do anything in this life when he's so beat down from the beginning? A drug addict mom that's dead, and a father that beats him when he's drunk. Like, you son of a bitches, leave Sterling alone. He's important and he's valuable. So Sterling, carry on with Jesus. Carry on with God. Get rid of everything. Follow him with your whole heart. And you are going to be a mighty man of God that will care for people in need. You will have the heart after God, and you will stay away from all these stupid addictions, and all this stupid distraction, and stupid video games, and all this nonsense. And you're going to have your eye open to these people in need like you were for me. So you saved my day today, Sterling. Thank you for being aware. And Brian, thank you for taking the time to be with this young man who needs a dad. needs a mom. So this is Mama Jess. I love you all with my whole heart, and I'm going to keep following God, following Jesus to my desired haven. I'm hoping this next week, rather than sit around and worry about my stuff, being in all these crazy places and not knowing where I'm going to live, I'm going to go to Yosemite. I'm not going to Disneyland. I'm going to Yosemite. It's way better than Disneyland. All right. Anything else I can mention? I just love that God makes sure that we go through these difficult times so that we can experience things like this. I've experienced these kinds of things so many times, but it's easy to forget them. They're probably all collecting dust in my journal somewhere, but I'm going to be definitely making note of this with this young man, Sterling, and Brian. Father, thank you for these two that came to help me, and thank you that my axle will be fixed. All right, so I'm going to go home and crack an egg in my milk and mix it up and drink it, because that's all I can manage right now. All right. I'll talk with you soon. Bye-bye.